gosh. Yesterday I think it was raining. I don't know, it's hard to keep track. This weather is so all over the place. But, oh my gosh, such a nice day today. I don't have shoes on, I'm sitting in the grass, there's a plane. So today I actually posted a picture on my Instagram with a little poll on it asking if you guys wanted to see a get to know me tag or if you wanted to see a video about my experience in Hawaii. And the majority of people said that they wanted to hear about my experience in Hawaii, so that is what I'm going to be talking about today, and I'm really excited to talk about it. I'm still going to do the get to know me tag since I feel like I haven't filmed in a long time and I kind of want to see if my answers are different from when I did it. I keep saying I want to see if my answers are different from when I did it when I was 17 or so, when I started this channel, so that'll be fun. The sun is still a little bit high, so if I'm squinting in this eye, that's why. My eyes don't do well with the sunlight. But yeah, I actually just filmed this video and my camera wasn't filming, so that's great. Yes, Hawaii. Best experience, best decision of my entire life. Craziest thing I've ever done, scariest thing I've ever done. It was the first time I left Luna before. She's almost 2 now, and I had never left her, not even overnight. I hadn't left her longer than maybe 5-6 hours. So in September, I started a business. I started working with a superfoods business, and it really started changing my life from the day that I started it. So I started that business in September, and I wouldn't say that I really made the decision to take it seriously until the beginning of this year. A lot of things happened and a lot of things changed. After I started that business, we decided to move out of our apartment and start saving money to live another kind of life, start moving towards the life that we actually want to live instead of living a life that we felt like we needed to live. Yeah, I feel like, honestly, starting this business was a huge catalyst into us making the decisions that we did and choosing to go towards our dreams more so. In January, like I said, I did make a decision to actually start really taking it seriously. And one of the things that triggered that was the fact that there was a training program that was going to be started in January. And one of the requirements was to write a reason why you wanted to do the training program. And basically the training was to help you really dial in and focus on the business and where you wanted to be. And it was just going to have a lot of support, a lot of accountability, not even necessarily on the business itself, but developing yourself. That's one of the most beautiful things about this company, and why I'm so passionate about it is because it's not just a company. It's not just a business. It's not just about making money, even though that is a beautiful, amazing part of it. It is so incredibly focused on changing your life, not only physically, but also emotionally. And it has really done that for me. I am living proof of that. And if you saw me from last year, this time, to where I am now, it's crazy. It's absurd. I wanted to be in this training program. So one of the things you had to do was tell them why. And then also, you had to buy a ticket to this event on Kauai. I bought a ticket with the intention of not going at all. I had no intention of going to Hawaii. Why me go to Hawaii? Why would I go to Hawaii? How would I possibly do that? I still had a breastfeeding toddler. She was still breastfeeding 8 times a day, and she didn't sleep through the night. She would freak out whenever I left a room, and I freaking was scared. I have anxiety when it comes to flying and stuff. I told myself that I would never fly by myself again because I had gone to Italy twice by myself, and I just didn't enjoy that experience, I guess. And I really wanted to be able to share things like that with other people. And I told myself that I was never going to fly by myself again. I'm not going to go. I'm just going to buy the ticket. It was only $99, and we could sell it for other people who wanted to actually go. So it wasn't really like I was losing anything. Daily, 4 days a week, we have these team calls, and we just talk about, like, a lot of it's really like self-development. It's self-development and then the business, which I love about it because I'm not like a salesy person. That's not the kind of person that I am. They were just talking about the event in Kauai and how last year so many people went and how it really changed their lives. And there are events all over the country, and there's actually some events coming up. There's actually another event that I'm planning on going to this year, and it's not like I wouldn't have been able to go to another event to meet these people. I just had this feeling, and I don't know if you've ever felt it before, just like this almost ache of, like, you know how, like, when you really love someone and they leave and you're like, oh, I want to be with them so bad. Like, I feel like that's where I need to be. Like, I feel like I need to be with this person. Or like your child. You miss your child so much and you're like, I really need to be with my child right now. That's how it felt for this place that I've never been in my entire life, that I never really thought that I was going to go. I knew I would go to Hawaii eventually, but I didn't think I would go, like, this year, when we just moved out of our apartment and we couldn't necessarily afford it. But I just had this feeling that I needed to be there. And it was the most ridiculous thing. I ended up getting on the phone with my mentor, Ashley. And she wasn't trying to convince me. She wasn't trying to, like, coerce me into going or anything. Like, she was just, like, you know, like, telling me, asking me, like, what my blocks were, why I thought I couldn't go, whether it was money or, you know, what other people thought or whatever. And really just being able to voice my concerns and voice things that I thought were holding me back from going. Real valid reasons that I thought should be able to stop me from making this decision. I just realized, like, as I was saying, I was like, no. There's really nothing that was really stopping me from going. And the only thing that was standing in my way was me and stories that I told myself and things that I had heard throughout my life that I couldn't do things for whatever reason. I just kept telling myself that. It was just a pattern. It was just like, everybody has these stories that they've kind of created throughout their lives, and they're not true the majority of the time if they're things that are holding you back and things that are coming from a place of fear. So she just really helped me work through that, and by the end of that call, I was like, I'm going to Hawaii. And I was like, I'm fucking crazy. I am nuts. I went upstairs and told Chris, I'm going to Hawaii. And he's like, I don't like Ashley. Oh God, there's someone and their freaking dog. Yeah. So I made the decision that I was going to go then, and it was scary. There were days where I felt like, okay, this is the right decision. This is the right thing I'm doing. But there were definitely some days where I was like, what? Have I lost my mind? Am I crazy? Especially when Luna, like, needed me, and I felt like she needed me. And that was one of the things that I was using as an excuse to not go, is her. And God, that feels so shitty. Right before I was going to leave, the night before actually, she had been having some issues with congestion. She would do this thing where she would stop breathing while she was sleeping, and I would either have to, like, move her, or she would, like, after like a second, she would start catch her breath and breathe again. And it freaked me the fuck out. And honestly, I feel like that was a manifestation of my own fear, because when I came back, she didn't have any issues. So I thought that was kind of interesting. So that night, I was pretty much thinking of all of the ways that I could get out of going. I was like, I'm going to tell Ashley that I can't go. My daughter is sick. I can't do this. And honestly, I was really just scared. I was afraid of getting on a plane by myself. I was afraid of being on a different island from my freaking family. I was afraid of giving myself what I needed. I was afraid of letting myself be by myself. So lo and behold, I got through that night. I barely slept, and I ended up going on a plane to Hawaii, and it was the most out-of-body experience I've ever had in my life. It was a really short trip. It felt like an out-of-body experience the entire time, but dude, like what just happened just now, people coming outside, seeing me sitting here filming, I wouldn't have done that before I went to Hawaii. Like, I hate to sound like I wouldn't be here if I didn't go on this trip, but like seriously, it changed me in ways that I didn't even realize that I needed to be changed, and healed me in areas that I didn't realize needed to be healed. And just the whole time I was there, like everything was just so freaking beautiful. And I actually stayed at a hostel, which was so out of character for me. And Chris was like, "You're crazy. Why would you want to do that?" I am the most introvert of introverts. That's not really something that I would normally do, but I knew that I needed to make it happen somehow, and that was one of the ways that I needed to make it happen. So I stayed at a hostel. It was great. I stayed at the Kauai Beach House Hostel. There was, the beach was right behind the hostel, so I would get up in the morning and sit by the beach and put my eyebrows on and listen to the ocean and sleep alone and be able to sleep through the night for the first time in I don't know how long, and not be breastfeeding for a little while, not have to share my food, not have to think about cooking dinner, just like be me. Because after I had Luna, I didn't know who me was. And then once I started figuring it out again, it's just so hard to get that time to yourself. So I needed it. I really did. And something else that I didn't realize that I needed was the sense of community that I got when I went there. The aloha spirit is so... And not only that, but the people in the company that I work with, the community, healed me in so many ways. The first night that we went there was the luau, and it was just like a big, it was like a family reunion, but like not awkward. Because I feel like sometimes when you go to family reunions, they can get a little bit awkward, because it's like, I haven't seen you in like 8 years, but I know we're cousins, you know. But it was like I knew them. It was like I was home. And that's why, like, if you see me on social media, like, referring to them as my ohana, they are really my family. And they just accepted me with completely open arms and with so much love and no judgments whatsoever. And they heard me and they saw me. And I needed that so much, because for so long I felt like I haven't been heard and seen. And I'm not going to get too much into that right now because I'll start crying. But find your tribe. We talked about things that we're all interested in and our families and stuff. And I've just never been so connected to people that I didn't even know, like that I wouldn't have known otherwise, in a place where in the majority of situations I would have been like, where am I? I don't know you people. I can't be myself. But I felt completely relaxed and calm. And when I was there, like I said, it was an out-of-body experience, but I also had this like complete sense of calm. Like I wasn't worried about anything. I wasn't worried about Luna. She was completely fine. She was great. She slept through the night, which she has never done with me. I didn't worry about Chris. I didn't worry about anybody else. And I just felt this sense of like, this is where I'm supposed to be. And like I said, I did go there for a business training, but really I feel like it was just like a community bonding fest. That sounds really strange. It wasn't like weird like that. We had some cool ass fire dancing and hula dancers, and it was magical. It was the most beautiful thing. I cannot wait to bring Luna and Chris back. Yeah, the training was amazing. It really knocked down some barriers for things that I had built up for myself, and helped me a lot in my business. Another thing that confirmed with the universe and God and whoever, like telling me that I was in the right place, was when I was flying home, when I was flying away from the island I just saw it. I had a window seat. I almost started crying. I probably would have if the person next to me wouldn't have thought I was crazy. But it was just so freaking beautiful. And so, like, I couldn't believe that I had been there. And I saw a rainbow. And I'm totally, like, woo-woo and, like, all about that stuff. And I just felt like it was the island telling me, you were exactly where you were supposed to be. How it really happened is not just by me making a decision, but I feel like that was a catalyst in actually it working it out, and it manifesting in my life, was by me making that decision and standing and holding myself fully capable of making it happen, even though I had no idea how the hell it was going to happen. Put things in a frequency and in a place where all of a sudden it could work itself out. The week before, I had already got my tickets. I had already gotten, where I was going to stay and all that. And we got a letter in the mail from our apartment. And I thought that it was just like the security deposit or like, damages or something. And we were looking at the numbers and we were so confused because we were like, holy shit, is that how much we owe them? Like, do we owe them that much money? And we showed it to, I think, Chris's brother and maybe his mom or something. We were just, like, really confused. And they were like, no, that's how much they're giving back to you. So we had somehow paid too much. We had paid an extra month's rent and then plus our security deposit. So we were getting that back. And it was almost the exact amount that I spent on going to Hawaii. It was more than that. On the tickets, on my accommodations, and on the food that I got there. So when you make a decision to do something and it is where you are meant to be, and the universe knows that, and nothing is an accident, everything is on purpose, it will tell you. Getting that check in the mail was super great because it also helped Chris feeling like, okay, I trust you, which he did. When I told him that I was going to go to Hawaii, he thought I was nuts. But that definitely helped him not feel like I was completely crazy. And talking about it again is really helping me to see and hold myself as capable, because there have been so many times and so many instances and so many reasons I've given myself as to why I am not, and why things can't happen, and why I can't accomplish my dreams, and all of that nonsense. It's all lies. It's not true. Because the only thing standing in my way, literally, the only thing is me. The sights were amazing. Everything was freaking beautiful there. The freaking weather was amazing. We got lost going to the luau, and it was beautiful. We got lost in the jungle. It was so great. Best getting lost experience ever. And it just really changed my perspective on things. So man, follow your dreams. Hold yourself as capable, because once you step out of your own way, anything is possible. I'm so glad to be able to share this journey with you and experiences like this, because I know there will be so many more to come. I hope you have a beautiful day, and believe in yourself. Seriously. Like, I know that sounds cliche, but like, shit happens when you do that. They don't want you to do that. Think about it. I'll see you guys in the next video. Love you. Oh God, I did it again. Why did I do this again? I sat just like this the last time I filmed this, and my legs are fucking broken. My ankles are dead. I feel like a dead person. I feel like a zombie trying to get up. Oh God.